Hello and welcome to another Dragonfrog Games construction guide video. This time it is for our new Asian shop house corner for 28mm. This is an upgrade of our previous version with just a few more added features for more modularness and also inset windows and things like that. So I've got the stuff for the base here, and I'll just get started. And the first thing that you want to do is glue this bit down onto the base. So yeah, this is the ground floor, sorry, not the base. There we go. You don't need much glue on it because it's going to be held in place by the walls, so that goes there. Now the new difference bit about this is that we have this bit, so the windows are inset slightly just to give a bit more of that 3D feel. But the difference again is also that you can either have it with the vents at the top in the middle, or if you use the other one you can have the vents at either side. Now each set will come with one of these bits and one of these bits, so you can make one of each sort, but you can choose obviously which one to do. So I'm going to put that one aside and use this bit. So we start off by gluing this in. Just get a bit of that PVA on. Now this could go here or here because it can be done in either way and it's still possible. I'm going to slip it in there, just make sure that bit underneath is in the right place. There we go. And then for the other side. Slots in there and squeeze it together, and then I'll do the outside next. The other difference that this one has is that it has got hinged doors, so if you make sure not to PVA glue them, they will open nicely. But that's a little bit fiddly. You could do it now, but I'm going to get the structure around the outside first, just to make sure all the structure is in place and it doesn't ruin the doors when the structure moves if you need to glue that in. Go. Again, it doesn't matter which one of these you use, they're identical and should just slot in as they are, no matter which one you put in first and in which slot. There, just push it down, hold it together. Occasionally if they're not quite holding together, it's useful to get a little bit of masking tape, just put that around it to hold it in place. There we go. And now we'll start the outside, so that one goes there, and that one goes there. Get glue on all of these bits, which are going to be touching another piece of wall, and just put that in and move it up. This is where we might need to move that, but we didn't, so that's good. That seems to be holding on quite nicely. So I'm going to take advantage that I've not put this on yet, and that this wall is being held still to do the door. So this bit is going to slot in here, so you want to get a little bit of glue on the end here. I'm going to put a tiny bit in the middle and some at the other end. We don't want it to be getting glue around the holes, that's where the door will hinge onto. And if you want it to keep moving, you don't want it to wobble. Then once that's in place, we can get this bit, put a little bit of glue on the bottom of here, and there. Again, I don't want to go too far over it, and then because this bit at the top isn't going to be seen, I'm just going to use the glue to stick that bit on, so it shouldn't be seen. And then we just push that down like so. Then comes the very delicate bit. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue in the middle here. That's the only place we want to put it, and that will slot in there. And then if we stand the door up in those holes, just there, and then we want to get the bits at the top in here, which works quite nicely, and then just slot it in. Oops, pressed a bit too hard, just need to be a bit more delicate than I was being there. So that goes in, that's the door shut. Now these bits just go up the side to hold it in place, but we want to be again very careful how much glue we put on, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the opposite side from where the door is going to be, and a little bit at the bottom and the top, and then that just slots in there. And again on the other side it goes in like that, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue on these sides because the door is on that side, and then up here and down there, and then slot that in. It just helps to hold that bit in place, and you can see there, it just makes a sort of frame around the door, and you can close it or push it open. Oops. So I'll continue by putting the bit on here. Obviously when you're painting it, you'll want to be careful that you don't put too much paint over and around the door area, stopping it from opening and closing. But of course if you want it to just be shut, the whole time or open the whole time, you can just glue it in place quite easily. There we go, that's not quite. There we go. Just slot in there. And that is the ground floor done. Now with the windows here, the thing that we do have is we have shutters. So if you want to, you can just glue shutters in there. And there's also a big shutter for the front. That would go in there. Oh dear. Looks like I've made that one bit too big. So this is a prototype, so I'll cut off an end for the main thing, but that shutter would just go on there as well. So you can glue them in, or you can have them loose, entirely up to you. So thank you for that bit. I'll now move on to the next bit. So here we are on the roof section for the shop house. As with all of them, this is the more burnt side because the laser burns down this way, and so this side is a bit narrower because it does sort of bevel in. So I turn that over so that it sits on top of the other bits of building easier. So here we're going to start off by putting glue all up in the sides of the roofs. There we go. And then just take them like the same and just slot them in there. And then just let them stand there while I put the glue on the next bit. Go. Just press that down and put that to the side for a second. And I take this, glue on most of these bits, but not quite all. We don't want glue in that gap because that's where it fits onto the floor below. There we go. And then we take this. We just want to slot that in there and in the top. There we go. Just press down hard at the corners just to make sure it's in position. Put it down flat. And then put it to the side to dry. Okay, and here we are on one of the upper floor sections. So I'm just going to take with this again. The more burnt side goes down for ease of slotting onto the other ones. And I'm just going to put this all the way around. Again, we're leaving the glue off the gaps in these bits because that's where it slots onto the floor below. Put that down. Take one of those side walls. Just put that on. As this is a corner, I'll have windows on two sides, but you can actually do the windows opposite if you wanted, because the walls are designed, you can put them in any of the spots around the edge. So, just goes up there, shuffle these bits over. There we go, and there's glue on those last two bits, so just need to slot that in and hold that down in place. Now the next bit to do would be the windows. And we've got, I'm just going to use another bit to show you the options. So there's three options to put the windows in. There is, if you take this bit and then glue it on there and put it in, and then slot that bit, that just slots over them in the back, and that gives you a nice windowsill sticking out the front, and that is inset, and you can put your bits in there. Or the other option is, if you don't want such a big windowsill sticking out, turn it the other way around. You need to leave a little gap, but that just slots in there, and you've got that a little bit sticking out, but it doesn't stick out the front. Or the other option is that some of the shop houses had the bit sticking out all the way along, so that goes in and you just slot the window on there, and you have that all the way along with the bit sticking out all the way along the front and up the side of the corner one. So those are the three options. I was just leaving this to dry a bit. I'm going to do this one that I'm working on with this, so I'll just put these away and start on here. Oh, oops, that was the bit I need. So I'm going to just start by gluing a bit on the windows all the way along. Do both sides. Then I'm going to take one of these, just going to put some glue on these bits. And that just fits there. And then do the same for the other side. dry yet. I'm going to take the windows and glue them in. So I could put a little bit of glue at the top and a little bit on the bottom, then just slot that on like so. So I'm just going to do that with all of them. And there we go. So you can see that outside bit all the way along. Now the other thing that we have here is we have the shutters. So picking it up, you can see that the shutters, oops, well, this is the problem with trying to show you when it's not dried. Just put a little bit more glue on that. So the shutters will fit inside there, or if you glue them on the side like so, looks like the shutters are open and they can fit inside or on either side. You just need to remember to glue them on the opposite side. On the side they go, and that one's dried a bit better, so you can see there's a shutter in. But of course there's glue in there, so they're not coming out now. I'm not going to glue them on at the moment. So there we go. Thank you for watching. So here we have the completed set of 1, 2 corner shop houses. Now both of these, well, all the ones with the windows, all come with shutters that you can put in or glue on the outside as already previously shown. Now there's one with three floors, ground floor and then 2 others, and one with a ground floor and 1 other floor. The whole set comes with extra windows for this one, so that you can have it as that design or this design, and you can put these windows on both sets. So this has the windows without the curves on the top, this and the one on the right has windows with curves on the top. You can interchange the different inside bits of the windows as much as you like. What else was there? Yes, so we've got the doors are hinged, so they can be opened or they can be closed. And this bit has the air vents on the outside, this one has the air vents on the inside. If you switch those 2 over, that's fine. As you can see on the back of this one, it's got the air vents in the middle as well, and this one has the air vents on either side, so you can just mix and match that as you see fit again. and yes, we've got the shutters if you want the downstairs to be shuttered. That's pretty much all I wanted to show, but just to say that all of them are completely compatible. You can shuffle them around as much as you want. Take the roofs off, switch them around very easily. They just slot on top just nicely. So there we go. Thank you for watching.